Hey, what's up, everybody? Back again with another review. It is Child's Play 2. Right here, folks. That was made in 1990, directed by John Lasseter, and this was 2 years after the first movie. And it is a sequel. It is a sequel to the original. And yes, everyone, Chucky back for seconds, baby. Now let's get into the plot. All right, so 2 years later after the original, let's see how should I put this? Two years after the original, Chucky is now burnt to a crisp. Yeah, that's the opening. The opening of the movie. We see Chucky all in ashes, burnt to a crisp, and the Good Guy Toy Company is, rebuilding Chucky from scratch. Getting rid of all the charge and everything, and Chucky's now got a new body. And still possessed by the soul of a serial killer. And it's Charles Lee Ray. Yeah. Okay, so now Chucky's built from scratch, and and doesn't explain, barely explains why, or it doesn't explain why this happens, but they do it. But they do it anyway. They rebuilt Chucky all over again. And oh no, window's open. You guys see the truck. But anyways, when executive and the CEO, we see a shot, the executive and the CEO, explaining, the executive was explaining to the CEO about the whereabouts of Andy Barclay and his mother, Catherine Hicks from the first film. Well, at least it's been explained what's going on, that the mother, Karen, who is now under psychiatric care, she's now held in an asylum because everyone thinks she's crazy, because she wouldn't back up, she would not, deny her kid's story about Chucky about the doll being alive. And you know something too? I mean, she wasn't the only one who believed Andy. I mean, it also wasn't explained that the cop, the detective, also saw Chucky, and he was not mentioned. Wow, that's weird. Okay, well, that's besides the point. Alright, so the point is, get the opening after Chucky's rebuilt, and this scene with this death was kind of funny. Well, I'll get to the deaths in a minute. I just want to get to the plot. Okay, so now Chucky is still pursuing Andy. He still pursues Andy. He gets the whereabouts of where Andy is, who is now 8 years old. He's shipped off to a foster. He's been shipped off to a foster home. Where foster parents take him in. The mother seems really nice. The foster dad doesn't like kids, douchebag. See, look at me. Yeah, the foster dad seems to be a bit of a douchebag. Yeah, at least in my opinion. Yeah, he's kind of an ass. And throughout most of the movie, he's kind of an asshole. He's been kind of an asshole to Andy throughout most of the movie. So, okay, and then we get a shot, and then Then yeah, so Chucky is still trying to possess Andy. Yeah, still trying to, take possession of Andy's body. Yeah, so that's the whole plot. Still going after Andy. Gotcha. And what can I say about Child's Play 2? I enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed the first movie. I enjoyed this just as much as the first movie. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying it's not better than the first movie because the original was the best. That's the best so far. This movie is just as good. I like it. I had fun with it. It's pretty entertaining. And once again, it's not very bloody. It's not very bloody. It has some bloodshed, but not very bloody. But little. Yeah. So and I love and let's see. The deaths were somewhat decent. I can say in my opinion. Like the one where I love the scene where there's a scene where Andy's off to school, Chucky follows him, somehow being unnoticed, and when Chucky writes "fuck you, bitch" on Andy's paper, teacher thinks Andy did it, and so she locks him into the classroom. She keeps him after school, locks him in. What if there's a fire? What if it happens to be a fire? There's a fire. That's called a fire hazard. Okay, after she throws Chucky into the closet and locks the door, then Chucky pops up, says peekaboo, and he freaks out, jumps out the window, and runs from school. Yeah, so she so Andy runs away from school. The teacher comes back and she finds Andy. She thinks this is stupid. She thinks Andy's in the closet after she locks it. After she locks the closet door, she thinks Andy's in the closet. How freaking stupid is that? But like I said, I'm getting to the death scenes, the deaths, where Chucky strangles you. Well, Chucky takes the one of the executive guys hostage, to Andy's new house, Foster house. Throws a plastic bag over his head, strangles the shit out of him, suffocates his ass. Now to the teacher, the best fucking death scene in this movie. I love the best. That I was just mentioning earlier about the teacher. Chucky bludgeons her to death with a ruler after he stabs her with an air pump. And that was badass. That was awesome. Yeah, she was a bitch anyway. She deserved to die. Yeah, so, and now the father, Andy in this, Andy tells the foster parents what's going on, about that. Yeah, Chucky's out to get me. Nobody believes him. Typical. He keeps saying, Chucky's still after him, but nobody believes him. The foster father, being a typical douchebag that he is, so like I said, he's a real asshole. Introduce, and also, I did not forget about Christine Elise, whatever her name is, who played the blonde chick, Kyle. I mean, she's got that 80s style thing going, man, with the with the black, you know, wear all black and everything, wear all black and all that. That's pretty badass, you know. She's the stronghold of the movie. She's the stronghold towards the end of the movie, where she finally believes Andy that when she's struggling in the with Chucky after an off-screen death, after an off-screen kill. And so Chucky kills, you know, like where Chucky kills the foster parents, and Chucky takes her hostage. But she doesn't seem to be a damsel in distress. She's kind of a smart ass. She's more of a smart ass. She's not taking any shit from Chucky. You know, I like that. I like that idea where, you know, where this chick is you know, ain't taking Chucky's shit. You know what I'm saying? She's barely taking orders from the doll. While she's driving, you know, and Chucky's like, step on it, floor it, tell her to drive faster. And also, while she's driving with Chucky, she stops and Chucky goes flying through a windshield. No, I'm just catching up to speed, basically, getting to the point. Just bear with me, okay? Well, yeah, so she stops the car. Chucky flying through a windshield, and then she tries to run Chucky over, which she could have drove off and got Andy. Went to go get Andy, which you don't know. Yeah, get yourself captured. She got herself captured again. Way to go. Nice. But anyways, what I also like about he takes she takes Chucky to find Andy. Chucky kidnaps Andy to take him to and they end up they're at the good guy factory where Chucky performs the ritual. Because the first attempt earlier in the movie he failed because Kyle's coming through the window. So he finally performs a ritual, which was pretty cool to see him do the whole thing without being interrupted. But apparently, you know, it doesn't work. So now he's trapped in doll form forever. He's going to be a doll for the rest of his life. Meaning he can no longer feel pain. Which means he's already human. Even in doll form, Chucky's already human. Pissed off now trying to kill Andy. Now tries to kill Andy. You know, like I said, I like the blonde chick. You know, Kyle. You know, Kyle's taking it to Chucky. You know, throughout like the next couple minutes of the movie after she has her, you know, running with Chucky. You know, she starts taking it to Chucky. You know. And, you know, and what's pretty cool, what I liked is that, you know, like, after Chucky gets his hand stuck in the weather thing where Kyle and Andy escape, you know, Chucky gets his hand stuck, rips the sucker off, jams the knife right into the stop, and makes his new weapon. Awesome. That was awesome. So Chucky, for a good 10 minutes, Chucky's going Terminator style, baby. Yeah, so, you know, to hunt down Andy and Kyle. So with his new weapon, establishing a new weapon, and now and so, you know, Chucky's even more ruthless, makes him more ruthless and psychotic, which I like that. I love that part, you know. Yeah, so, Terminator style, baby. Yeah, so Chucky's go Terminator by Andy, and then what's also kind of weird and strange that, you know, like where, you know, they're taking it to Chucky, going from You know, having him put into a machine where it rearranges his body parts, and you know, from that to Andy, you know, pulling a switch that releases hot liquid plastic, gouging Chucky down with it after Chucky tried to stab him with the knife, with his knife hand, and gets stuck in the grater. Yeah, so you know, so Chucky's now gouged in hot liquid plastic, and Chucky still keeps coming. He still keeps coming until Kyle shoves a tube in his mouth, and makes his head explode, and explodes. And in the movie, roll credits. So what do I like? I like this movie. I enjoyed this movie as much as I enjoyed the first movie. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, you know. I like it. You know, not very bloody, like I said, but that's some pretty cool. That's pretty cool, you know. Some are kind of funny, like when Mavis Smith works in the Big Guy Factory, where Chucky just takes a slice of his face, and then the guy gets his eyes gouged out, and he gets the good guy eyes, puts his eyes in, gets put into his skull, and instantly killing him. I thought it was funny. It got a chuckle out of me. I couldn't help it. But anyways, so that's my review on Child's Play 2. Yeah, so I gave the first film, when I reviewed the first film, I gave it a solid 5 stars. This film gets, let's see, if there's any complaints that I have, let's see, what complaints do I have about this movie? I would say typically the off-screen kills were weak, but I guess they're using that to your imagination. What happened, like with the foster mother, where it was showing that she was strangled, or she was strangled to death, or something, or her throat slashed, or whatever. And when Chuck kills the foster father by having him hanging upside down from the steps, causing him to fall and break his neck. That was kind of weak. And so someone like an accident of that, just falling upstairs and break your neck. So so there were some weak points to it. So, but other than that, I enjoyed the movie just as much as I enjoyed the first. So that's my review on Child's Play 2. So leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. And once again, shout out to my man Review King MB and ATL Studios, who I commented on, you know, it's Child's Play 3 theme. And so, and I will be back to review for Child's Play 3. Child's Play 3. So that's my review. Child's Play 2, like I said, I'll give Child's Play 2 4 stars. Get 4 stars. Thanks for watching, guys. As I said, like, subscribe, and until next time.